Hi Whittemore, happy Be Together Day. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a fortune teller. Step 1 is find a piece of paper and something to write with. Step 2, fold the paper in half to make a triangle. If you started with a rectangular shaped paper, you'll notice that there's going to be an extra piece here. You want the two sides to line up equally, so this extra piece I'm going to cut off. If you started with a square shaped paper, you don't have to do this step, but I started with a rectangular shaped paper. So I'm going to cut this extra piece off. Step 3, unfold the paper. So now it should look like a square with 4 equal sides. Step 4 is fold each corner into the middle. It should create 4 triangles. And you want to try to make them as equal as possible. So see, I have 1, 2. Here's my third corner into the middle. And my fourth corner. You know you're done because, again, it's going to create a smaller square with these 4 flaps. Step 5, turn the paper over. So now this side should have no flaps on it. Step 6, fold each corner into the middle again, just like you did on the other side. So again, as you're doing this is my first corner. It should create 4 triangles. Here's my second one. You want to try to make them as equal as possible. Notice how when I fold them, I'm sealing the edge by rubbing it with my finger there. And here's my fourth one. When you finish this step, your paper should look like this. In order for this fortune teller to work, you need to make it flexible. So our next step is going to be to fold the paper and unfold it in half. So I'm going to take this and fold it in half this way, and I'm kind of sealing the edges as I do it. I'm going to unfold it back into a square. Then I'm going to fold it in half the other way. And again, I'm sealing the edges. So it creates a rectangle, and then I'll unfold it again so it's back as a square with all these triangle flaps. Step 8 is to put your thumb and pointer fingers under the flaps. So the side that we're going to do that on is this side, which doesn't have any creases on these 4 squares. I'm going to take my thumb and my pointer finger of my right hand and put them under the flaps, and I'm going to squeeze them in there all the way to the very tip of this square. And so my right hand is in there, and then I'm going to take my left thumb and my left forefinger and do the same thing. So I am squeezing them under here. And then I can bring my fingers together, and it should look something like this, almost like a flower. And I should be able to open and close it using my thumb and my pointer finger of each hand. You can even hold it with one hand if you want and put these 4 fingers and your thumb in there. It would look like this. Now we've made the paper part of the fortune teller, and now we need to write on it so it can tell fortunes. You're going to open this up carefully. And the side we're going to work on first is this side, which has 4 squares, and you can see there are no creases down the middle, just 4 flat squares. I'm going to call this side 1. On side 1, you want to choose 4 of your favorite colors and write them on the outside. This is when you need your pen, your marker, your pencil. So I'm going to choose blue, green, red, and yellow. When you finish this step, your fortune teller should look something like this. Now we're going to flip over the fortune teller to this side where there are 4 triangles, but each triangle is cut in half. So really, I want you to think about it like there are 8 triangles, and you are going to write a number in each triangle. You can choose any number you want. I'm just going to write my numbers in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But again, you can choose any number you would like. When you finish step 10, it should look like this. You have your colors, 4 colors on this side. On this side, you have 8 numbers. For step 11, you'll take the side 2 where you wrote the numbers, and you are actually going to open the flaps, and it should look like this. You can see where you creased it. There should be 8 sections. So in each of these sections, you can write your own fortune. It's its own section because that number, like this number 6, when I open 6, that's where I want the fortune to be. So try to keep it right under 6. And it could be any fortune you want. A fortune is something that will happen to you later in life. So you can write something like, you will be famous, or your hair will be purple. So take some time now and write your 8 fortunes. After you have written down your 8 fortunes, you are going to refold it. So I'm folding my fortunes so they're hidden, and I should see the numbers there now. And this side has my colors. And if you remember how we set it up before, we put our finger, our thumb, and our pointer finger underneath 2 of the flaps, and on my left hand, my thumb and my pointer finger. So now it's time to play. You might need to squish it a little bit. Okay, so how do you play the fortune teller game? First, you need to find someone to play with, or you can play with yourself, and you need to pick a color. So I'm going to pick red, and I'm going to move my fortune teller once time for each letter. So red, R, E, D. Whatever it lands on, I have 4 choices for numbers. And so you need to pick a choice, whichever is your favorite number. I see 6, so I need to move my fortune teller 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do that as many times as you want. The last step is you ask yourself or whoever you're playing with to pick their favorite number one more time. Try not to pick the same number twice. So instead of 6 this time, let's pick number 1, I see. So the person would say number 1. You unfold your fortune teller and you lift it up. Whatever fortune is under number 1, that is the fortune that you have if you're playing with yourself, or your friend has if you're playing with a friend. So then I would open number 1 and I would read their fortune. Their fortune says, you will travel to space. Ooh. So this is the one they got. You will travel to space. Awesome. So then you can fold it back up and play again.